Good evening to all Chelsea fans all over the world. Come closer to this camera. Come closer. Bring your seat closer. Let's discuss your left wing choice. The choice of the best choice for your left wing this season, because a lot of interest has been going for Jamie Gayton from Borussia Dortmund, and many people are really relishing that interest for Chelsea to go for Jamie Gilton from Borussia Dortmund. Yes, Jamie Gilton is a good player. Yes, I know, and due to high price tag on due to high price tags on Williams from Atletico Bilbao, I think Chelsea are not seriously targeting Williams right now because of high price tag, and also his weekly wages will be very very high. Secondly, Chelsea also make an inquiry for Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United, who recently, just yesterday, make a plea to Chelsea that he really wants to join Chelsea. A message he sent to his agent to exactly talk to Enzo Maresca that he is willing to be there in Stamford Bridge next season. And also we have these three as a short list, Chelsea shortlist three of left wingers this season. But I'm of an opinion of saying that yes, in as much as I respect all players all over the world, I respect everybody equal as a professional. But me, from my own perspective, I think counting Williams off due to his wages, Chelsea are not ready to pay anybody more than 300 right now, unless you come into the club and prove to be able to receive that amount. So what Chelsea do is a kind of structural constitution in the team that you have to prove yourself before you get a pay rise, and that's what they did to Kopama last season. After his high performance last season, they give him a pay rise. So your performance will determine your weekly wages in Chelsea right now. So Nico Williams is off this list because of his wages. Chelsea will not be able to pay such outrageous amounts weekly. So it's now left for Jamie Gayton and Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United. So between these two, who do you think is the best player, the best winger that will thrive in Chelsea squad right now? Who do you think would do better in Chelsea's squad right now, considering the fact that both of them are young and both of them are talents in Europe? But sometimes it baffles me, after all this noise of transfers in the market, none of these big teams is considering the African number one being Ademola Lookman. None of all these big clubs has mentioned Ademola Lookman in their transfers. Even the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Manchester United, the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Liverpool, nobody is considering Ademola Lookman. Does it mean that Ademola Lookman is not up to standard? Or does it mean his wages are high? Or his sign-on clause is high? I don't know, I'm confused, but nevertheless, that is that apart. That should be a discussion for another day. We are focusing on who will thrive in the Premier League between Alejandro Garnacho and Jamie Gilton. For me, both Alejandro Garnacho and Gilton are good players. No doubt they are good. But when you talk of who will thrive more in Chelsea team, I will pick Alejandro Garnacho ahead of Jamie Gilton for one reason. I'll pick Garnacho ahead of Jamie Gilton for one reason. Yes, everybody has been clamoring for Jamie Gilton, that yes, he has been doing well in Dortmund and he performed week in, week out. He creates chances, he scores goals. Yes, he only scored 8 goals this season. He only scored eight goals this season, and this is the season he breaks out. Sometimes we have We have had players that breaks out and fall. That has been happening in many leagues. And he breaks out from a leagues like Bundesliga, where we have only just few teams that can compete in the highest level. Yes, few teams that can compete in the highest level. But considering the fact you are coming from Dortmund, no doubt about that, you are a big player. But for me, coming to England to repeat the same feat will be very difficult for Jamie Gilton. He he started from Manchester City Academy. He started from Manchester City Academy, and I don't think him coming back to perform the same feat will be very easy for him in the Premier League. We see the scenario of Jordan Sancho. Jordan Sancho even did better than what he did last season in Borussia Dortmund. We also consider Captain America, who came to Chelsea and later moved on to AC Milan. He failed. Although he didn't actually fail like that, but he didn't perform up to expectation. That is Bundesliga for you. Many players has come from Bundesliga and failed in Premier League. So Jamie Gilton may be another flop in the making in the Premier League. I'm not saying this thing so that it will be sweet, but I'm saying this thing that Chelsea should watch it. That Jamie Gilton may be another flop in the making in the Premier League. I'm not cancelling the fact that Jamie Gilton is a good player, but I'm just emphasizing that this guy has not proven himself. He just break out this season. He just performed this season, and everybody are saying, "Wow, this is a good player." And Alejandro Garnacho is that player that have tested the league, tested the strength of Premier League. He has seen it when it is hard in Manchester United. He has seen it when it is soft in Manchester United, and he knows the importance of playing in a big team and also playing in the Premier League and playing under pressure, playing under a team like Chelsea. So for me, I prefer an Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United to fill that void that has been, open in Chelsea attack. I'm not saying this thing because I'm not a Manchester United fan, but I'm just saying it in terms of what I've experienced in terms of players, breaking out from Bundesliga coming over to England. They always flop. Most of them flop woefully. We have the likes of Andre Schule, who came to Chelsea, didn't perform up to expectation. We have the likes of Kai Havertz, with high rating, with high expectation from Bayer Leverkusen. He didn't perform up to expectation. We have the likes of, what is his name? The Captain America, I've forgotten his name, who came to Chelsea from Borussia Dortmund. He failed. He didn't perform up to expectation. We have the likes of Jordan Sancho, who came from Borussia Dortmund to Manchester United. He didn't perform up to expectation. We have the likes of Mkhitaryan, who came to Arsenal. He couldn't perform up to expectation. The likes of Christopher Nkunku. These are high-performing players in Bundesliga. But today, they are not up to standard. I'm saying this thing as if it was a warning to Chelsea fans and also the Chelsea board to watch their move for Gilton. Even that price tag, £50 million, is very high for a player just performed one season in Bundesliga. The likes of Christopher Nkunku, they perform week in, week out, and they did very well in Bundesliga. They do it repeatedly, season after season, before they came to Premier League, and he still flopped. He didn't perform up to expectation. What of Timo Werner? He came to Chelsea, the same thing happened. He went back, and still, since he went back, he never remained himself. Because when it comes to Premier League, it's a different game entirely. I'm not saying this thing to cancel the move to Jamie Gilton, but what I'm saying is Chelsea should watch their decision making, because we may be struggling in that wing this season. Although I'm happy we have the likes of Tariq George, who can step up their games and still do well in that position. So even Tariq George may give that Gilton a run for his money, when he comes in, because what I'm seeing is another flop in the making. So go and mark my word. But I will sincerely say welcome Jamie Gilton anytime, any day Chelsea sign him. Is their business, not mine. But what I'm saying is let's watch it. What do you think about Chelsea going for Jamie Gilton, and who do you think will be best for Chelsea in that left wing position? Let me hear you say something in the comment section, and have a nice day, a nice night. Bye.